welcome to the whoa, the mic's way over there. Welcome to the rolling recursion, floating in the wake. Griswold Grim live stream on the Griswold Grim channel. I hope you're here, and I hope you're feeling virtually not alone, or will shortly. Welcome. Today is kind of as you can tell, the host made his savings throws, so it's still both of us in here, and as such, it's kind of I'm not doing so well. So we're gonna just do a nice, clean, simple, fun show today. We have some exciting news for the front, and then we'll be doing the rolling recursion part, inspired by our good man Ched, responsible for their intro. The card of the show. Don't look. You're not supposed to look. Is this one? Oh, the two of hearts. And we'll get your savings throws out of the way straight. There's going to be lots of dice in today's show, but let's get the first set done. Welcome, everybody, to Slickarius and Dr. Lenny time. Lenny, I gotta make a bunch of these. Anyway, they don't all get the lobster monkey. You get to pick between survival, social, wisdom, or heart as a basis for your savings throw. If it's over 10, you take half damage from the mind control that follows in the rest of the show, at least until the next batch of savings throws. Survival, social, wisdom, or heart, choose. Survivalist today with the Fancy Pants Prime 17. Socialist, that, my friends, is a 6. You do get a +4 bonus if you catch me muted. Hey, Marty, lovers of wisdom. You got a pair of 8s today, combining their forces to be a 16. Hard folks rocking it in with a number 9. I'm only going to say once and can't show you for. And Indigo kids, that's a 7 for you as well. All right, so here's some more branding, and then we'll get into the Fancy Pants news. Okay, so the Fancy Pants news, I have for you a question. Is Matthieu Peugeot taking my PR advice? And I ask you this because if you were present for the last if you were present for the last stream there that we had, you know I had become concerned about the existence of a Matthieu Peugeot because his last promoted post was involving, I'm going to tell everything I can about the rainbow cult, and then he quit posting, and so I expressed some concern. But today he had posted again, only 8 hours before I woke up, with, like astrology, it's almost useless to verbally explain it. It needs to be grounded in experience, or it just sounds like random interpretations. Real traditional knowledge is always based in practical experience, and this is something that makes it difficult to talk about. Now, that wasn't a particularly fancy tweet or anything, but hey, what did happen was I said this. Okay, he's still alive. No rainbow cult post, though. And then he replied with the following. I literally got attacked by a bunch of ravens as I was walking in the wood trying to decide what to say or how to maximize the information so that almost put the kibosh on it. But I decided to approach it in a slightly different way. It's still going to happen. And the it's still going to happen, for the record again, is his promoted tweet where he claimed, in my next post, I'm going to reveal everything I know about the occult symbolism of the rainbow cult in relation to the Bible. I probably shouldn't, but I will anyway. And it struck me as terribly fascinating he had been attacked by ravens, as we had recently discussed the mystery of Paul Vanderklay's background here and his Odin-like appearance with the two ravens side by side. So that was kind of fascinating to me. And but he's alive and well, and that's all good. That's fabulous. Now when I saw that post, I reshared it, and I was like, man, if I did this, I'd go silent for 2 weeks and make people think. And then he went a day and a half.
Hey there, I'm Chad the Alcoholic, and the creator of the Friday Morning Nameless channel. I'd like to welcome you to join us for the latest and greatest and most up-to-date information about all the things happening in this corner of the internet. I want to thank you for your time and your attention.
And that's why you get the savings throws, Paul. But yes. Most of this stream actually has come from Chad, because he took last night's stream and ran with the notion of a recursion, and now I've decided that I would make that the goal of today's stream. I think I did have one more. Did I have one? Did I? Did I have anything else I wanted to do? Hold on a second. Hey, wait. The Reaper call. Oh yes, the Reaper's call. Okay, so here's the thing. In the Reaper's Hall on the Broken Clock Tower Discord, in the Reaper's room, where it's the tavern for the Reapers, the general chat, I've put some information. We have a potential for a film credit if those clips are hunted down. And so my call to the Reapers is to go to the hall and read the thing and see if you want to play along with our brand new project called Get Ourselves in the Credits. And no, they're just clip reapers. For those of you who are new here, they just cut the good parts out of longer content. Sometimes like oh no, you were gonna run some Chad. That's right. He did his. So we'll show a little bit of his and then move on to. Oh, we'll just run his Peterson thing.
But their nightmares and dreams are in the popular culture, in popular imagination. And dystopian science fiction is the nightmare of engineers. And the nightmare of Tower of Babel building engineers is that we'll automate a super intelligent tyranny. The Chinese are hell-bent on doing that. They're doing it at the moment. Could we do it here? Absolutely. Are we? Yeah. Will that dominate? We'll see. My sense, and I learned a fair bit of this.
I believe that if everyone sees what just a few people become when they wholly embrace their gifts, others will awaken.
And in further follow-up, Richard Rowland has officially agreed to the game with us, and let me see if I can find that fancy pants tweet. Oh, it was so long early. It was like this morning. Here, let's watch. This is what it looks like to scroll through my notifications. No. All right, it's in here somewhere. Richard Rowland is agreed, and so I went over, and Pastor Paul's comments today thinks maybe. Oh, thank you, Anan. Pastor Paul's look. It's the ghetto super chats are apparently there's no message with that one, but they are functioning. So, Paul, we've decided that since you're willing to give Kavanaugh 3 hours, you can find 3 hours in your schedule to do the dungeon crawl with Richard Rowland, Nate Heil, and I'll be around at least. Just let us know when works for you. We're working on it. We're setting it up now. And then we'll work your schedule. It'll be great. Okay, so now we can do the rolling of the. All right. So this show, I'm just going to poke around the internet and do the rolling thing, but not on my channel, on some of the other channels from this little corner to see what they were up to years and years ago. But first, a special treat, Resurrected from Anacino.
Keep it coming. Never know, I'll never die. I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
Dang it. That was not enough time to bot. Not enough time, bot. Here we go.
When I hear that whistle blowing, I hang my head.
Like I hated that she liked them. I hated that she talked to her stuffed animals. So I would like strangle them and stuff in front of her. Like, and I would get whoopings for it. I got whooped every time. Yeah.
Where we starting from?
The other night, dear.
All right, so this is sorry, I was playing the wrong key.
Feel free to sing along.
What time is it?
The other
night, dear, as I lay sleeping, I dreamed I held you in my arms. When I awoke, dear, I was mistaken. So I bowed my head and cried. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. I've always loved you and made you happy, and nothing else could come between. But now you left me to love another. You have shattered all of my dreams. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You
Made me happy. Now skies are gray. All right. Let's get along with it. Celebrating the return of the oldest dab with our fancy dice rolling ways, we are now going to dig deep into the history of Pastor Paul Vanderklay as the dice direct us. Our survival roll takes us now. Now, see, we have a slight issue in that he has 2,200 videos, so we're diving deep in the shallow in the deep end with these early rolls. Let's see what this one is. Hey, video number 16 on the deep dive into Pastor Paul. Here we go. 3, 6, 9. Damn girl, fine. Suck it to me. Episode 2 of the Paul and Freddie show. Freddie and Paul show.
All right, we're back again. This is our second show.
What's happening, y'all?
And I asked Fred what we should talk about. And first topic is coffee in restaurants. So, Fred, I don't drink coffee.
I do.
Okay, so tell me about coffee in restaurants.
Well, I like coffee in restaurants where it's iced coffee and it has mocha and chocolate in it because it tastes good that way. Then you put whipped cream on it and chocolate flavor syrup, and it keeps you awake and keeps you alert, and it makes your day go through. A matter of fact, when I do my performances, I have coffee before I perform because
I have coffee while I perform, but that might have triggered some of you so you can go get a drink.
The list?
Yes, any of the first level ones.
I'm gonna get a soda. Anyone want one? Hey, Graham, I'm not in the room, right?
What room?
I want to cast Magic Missile. The room where he's casting all these spells from.
He hasn't cast anything yet.
I am, though, if you'd listen. I'm casting Magic Missile.
Why are you casting Magic Missile? There's nothing to attack here.
I'm attacking the darkness.
Wait a minute. Freddy is using performance-enhancing drugs. That's a good catch, McMo. That's a good catch. It's more common than you would think. Now, given our special circumstances here of a channel with so many videos to choose from, I've decided that for our second role, we will invoke that the social die moves rows rather than single videos. So we're going rows down from that one with this hit 18 rows deeper on the Paul Vanderklay channel than the one we just oldest again. And then the one we just played, episode number 2. Where was episode number 2? No. There it is. Now we're going 18 deeper. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, wait. Oh, YouTube's stressing it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We're down to 5 years ago. 15, 16, 17, 18 rows. Why we watched Jordan Peterson. Why we watched his titles have gotten much better. This one is why we watched Jordan Peterson for the same reasons we watched The Office. It's like a question and answer without any punctuation.
Hi, my name is Paul Vanderklay, and I'm the pastor of Livingstone's Christian Reformed Church in Sacramento, California, and I've been making some videos about Jordan Peterson over the last week and a half or so. And sometimes people ask me why I do this. Well, I figured out Jordan Peterson is getting a lot of traction via the spoken word on YouTube. I'm trying to figure out the ways in which YouTube is impacting our culture. I've been rereading Neil Postman's Amusing Ourselves to Death, trying to figure out this medium and how it shapes. And so then, well, why am I doing this? Well, I could sit in my office and talk to myself. That would be boring and somewhat that just sounds crazy. I could sit and record my thoughts in a microphone, but that seemed pointless. So I thought I'd play around with YouTube, and I've gotten a lot of response I've gotten far more response over the last week than I ever would have imagined. And it's been a little disorienting, but exciting. So I sincerely appreciate the feedback that many of you have given me. I'm sorry I can't respond to all the comments. There've just been way too many comments that I can process I have a day job. I'm a pastor. I have a church. I have a family. I have responsibilities. So I'm trying to do these videos to sort myself out and sort out Jordan Peterson and figure out where he fits into the big picture. And so as I was thinking about this yesterday, I thought about how in some ways Jordan Peterson, we watched Jordan Peterson for the same reasons we watched Jim and Pam in The Office. Now, The Office was a hit series on TV, and it
You mean on set, Pastor Paul? On set? All right, now, through the wisdom, we take it slower. We're back down to just steps ahead. The wisdom die takes us to 17 videos later from the one you just saw a piece of. 2, 5, 7, 11, teen. Why the Sermon on the Mount makes pastors into liars.
hillside surrounded by eager pink children. It had never occurred to me either to be angry or to turn away from such a scene. As I read on, the answer to the first part of my question became clear. To wit, the stuff the churches preach is extremely strict and allows for almost no fun without thinking it is a sin or not. Now refer to the previous video that I'm following about in the Cold War period, the church's moral and ethical stances were generally aligned with the rest of the culture. The church just seemed to be an extreme case, but there was general alignment in the Cold War. So this person says, wow, the church is too strict. I do not like the Sermon on the Mount. It was hard to read and made me feel.
I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. Unfortunately, I did not press control click, so now I have to do things while you watch this. This one? No, this one. Remember it.
You should see. We walk past.
Whoa! That one gets funky. Now, where were we? Wow, these are all 1 year ago. Wow, it went from what? Why is it not old? Old is not popular. What's the matter with you? Sorry. I guess we just run this some more. I'll find it again.
Like I had to be perfect, and no one is. The things taken in this sermon are absurd. To look at a woman as adultery, that is the most extreme, stupid, and unhuman statement that I've ever heard. And I love this because I don't know if they have any idea that it's Jesus, because Jesus often has this reputation in popular society of, well, Jesus is tolerant and Jesus is nice. And when I hear people say that, I think, you've never read the New Testament, have you? Well, these people obviously hadn't. At this point, I began
the moneylender part. The moneylender part. Now, we take our heart die and roll it, and since we're up to 5 years ago, we can just stay going slow now. And the heart tells us that we should go another 6 videos deep from this one. Are we showing? No, we're not showing. Now we're showing, but we're showing. There we go. 6 videos deep from this one. Might take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A quick response to the Kathy Newman interview. Oh no, you've done it again.
I just wanted to make a couple brief comments on the Kathy Newman interview. Of course, many of you have seen it already. If you haven't watched it, you've got to watch it. And I think this is Jordan Peterson at his finest. And I love the one that the video that Lawrence H does of counting the baiting. Just a couple of brief comments. Number one, again, read Neil Postman. And I couldn't watch this video and not think about the way that television and YouTube, I'm using YouTube, so it's not judgment, but this shapes the dialogue. And Peterson again and again wants to bring her back to a certain way of thinking. But the entire format of the show is about gaining political points, gaining social points, moving an agenda forward. And so point 2 is just look how Peterson mastered the moment, not by getting upset, but by, and we know this guy talks fast, the guy gets emotional, but he kept a hold of himself. He didn't berate her. He didn't.
I don't know. These are so adorable to me. Let's slide now down deep into this. No, wait, we're just gonna roll the indigo die and see what happens. But I have to first scroll back to that part because I did it again and did not control click. No. Meanwhile,
You don't know.
Well, I don't know who am I talking to.
Well, you're talking to Freddie. Often talks to kings and
Everybody watches our show, right, Fred?
Right.
Canada,
Canada,
Michigan,
Sacramento.
Freddie and Paul show is almost famous.
We are
Well,
celebrities.
it's nice to be on your.
Nice, yeah. This is like the late night show on David Letterman.
That's
no joke.
We're back to rolling the indigo die to see where it wants us. Hi, RV. Good to see you. Oh, a natural what? Wow. You guys get to see the indigo die when it's a nat one. And so we'll go one back from the Kathy Newman one, and it's episode 44 with Freddie and Paul. And I did it again.
Welcome to the Freddie and Paul show. This is, I don't know, 44 maybe, something like that. How you doing,
44
Fred?
or 45. I'm doing good.
Good.
Kings almost beat the Clippers the other night. Oh, not to mention, I went with my buddy Forrest to the Sac State game. They played Montana, and Montana was in, let's see, they're first place in their division, but they played good at first, but then at the end, Paul, they didn't play defense, and they really weren't, working the ball. At first, they were hitting three-pointers all the way to the third, Reggie, and then Sac State lost to Montana, but it was still a good game. I enjoyed it, and I'm going for oh, by the way, I don't know.
You might as well be in the show, Reggie. You're practically part of the show anyway.
I don't know
We've
how
got
to
a
say
studio
this,
audience today.
Can we please go to the Sac State?
Now, thanks for the sports update there, Fred. We're moving on shortly to the Fancy Pants channel rolling recursion thing we're doing on the Jonathan Pajot channel, where the oldest videos are 12 years old. Boy, I wonder what we'll discover back in these deep depths of the closet. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Right after... Did you get rid of it? Where is... There it is. Whoa. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I need to interrupt this branding. It seems that the ghetto super chat link was not properly pinned to the thing, and people would have had to type things in order to. So then that's not inappropriate. Welcome back. We are on the. This is the rolling recursion stream where the dice are guiding us through our adventures into channels of pillars in the corner, as explained in the epic, I must say, TLC orientation series, currently stalled right before part 3. Special thanks to the Shadow Cabal that makes all of this possible. And you can now, in that link I just gave you, there's the memberships in case you want to, but you can also do the Ghetto Super Chat, which if you time it for when I'm talking like this and not running one of the branding clips like this one. Remember, everybody, there is no agency. We want what's best for you. See, like if you did it right now, it wouldn't appear. But if you timed it for like right this, then it would. Wouldn't that be fancy? Wouldn't that be fancy? So now we progress on to our dear friend who I met that one time on the stage, Jonathan Pajot, as the dice lead us through his oldest videos on a quest for a spiritual gnome. We're going to see if he's got any spiritual gnomes hidden in here. We think he might. Let's see. We'll go to this view down here, and then Oh yes, we just started with the survival die. Nice down deep, low in his channel. He's got at the whoa, look at that, guys. That's a number. That's a nat 20 on the survival die. So we're gonna roll it again after this 20th video on his channel. There's the night. Oh, the supplement. Oh, it's too bad we didn't get a 6. It's too bad. There's 9. There's 18. Star Wars Symbolism Wrap Up, starring Jonathan Pajot from 5 years ago.
Hello, everyone. I wanted to wrap up the Star Wars discussion that I started a few weeks ago on what appeared to me as being somewhat confused symbolism in the Star Wars imagery of the Force. And the first thing I have to say is I was amazed at everybody, how they participated in this. I mean, I was really excited to read all your comments. I think after 3 days, there was at least 65 comments. And so at first I tried to keep up and to answer everyone, but after a while, I just couldn't keep up. But I mean, I read all the comments and it made me think a lot about the symbolism. And I have to say, some of the ideas that people gave me were really great. The best idea I think that came out of this was that we're dealing in the Star Wars story with an exceptional situation.
That's right. This early on, 5 years ago, he was already smart enough to tap into the distributed cognition and milk everyone for their ideas. No, okay. Now back. What do we have next? Well, we're rolling the survival die again because of the nat 20. Let's see what it gives us this time. This time is a fancy pants. 2 8s make 16. Let's go 16 past this and see what we find. How many does he have altogether? 400. So we don't. I don't know. 16 deeper. The 55 1 and then 15. So the symbolism in Moana. Stop it. Do this, then this, then this.
All the chiefs before her were men. On the pillar stone, one is pulling the island even higher up towards heavens, making the island higher.
But ladies don't have a stone. That's so weird. Oh. All right, now as you know, the social die does the superpower of moving us by rows rather than single videos. So as it leads us past this symbolism in Moana, we'll be going at rapid speed. Whoa, look at that, another nat 20. I guess we're getting 2 social dies. Let's go. 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 18, 19, natural 20, the unedited Q&A at Seattle Northwest Catholic Family Educational Conference.
Past the usual doctor-patient relationship.
Oh, the audio's terribly.
Sorry, you're so sick. What can I do? And he said, it says in the Bible, if you ask anything in my name, I'll give it to you. I'm 19 and I'm
If you ask anything in my name, I'll give it to you.
dying and I don't want to. What do you say? Now, I don't think any of you would stand up and volunteer for that. I wanted to get out of there, but I couldn't. He was a friend. So, playing for time, I tried the professorial escape routes. Stephen, that's a difficult question. It will take a little while.
Anybody else have a better mic? Who's even that guy?
And I knew what to say. I already pointed out to Stephen that by this time, there were children who could run on that board, who wouldn't have had the energy to walk.
I don't know if you guys can, but I sure as can't hear it. So the social die goes again with its nat 20. Another 8 columns deep from that cluster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. With Greg Hurwitz.
All right, hello everybody. I'm sitting here, well, not here, but I am speaking with Greg Hurwitz. Greg is a writer, professional writer. He writes thriller novels. He's also written comic books, and he's written, I think, for movies, and he's written screenplays. We met a little bit through Jordan Peterson. When I first met Jordan, he would always tell me these stories about Greg and and their interaction together, and kind of let's say he's coding, like he's saying this coded language that is going to reach the people that he wants to reach, but it didn't have any actual content.
Well, and I have a theory too that as ideology becomes ossified into buzzwords and phrases from either side, this is not me picking on Republicans or family values, because I think this is equivalent. As things get condensed into buzzwords that are news bites, they lose authenticity and are much more often used for manipulative effect.
Yeah.
And so that's part of what the reaction we have to sort of cliches and buzzwords is. Like, people have real sentiments. They figure out how to boil it down into something that's a neat, catchy slogan. Then it gets used and used and used and used, and as opposed to.
There is no agency. We want what's best.
Welcome back, everybody. We're on the rolling recursion, currently rolling through some of Jonathan Pageau's ancient work, and we're on the wisdom die roll, moving past his conversation, probably maybe even the first time he met that Greg Hurwitz fella. And the wisdom die moves us two deeper into his first, with the Father Stephen Fremen. The Fremen conversation, as it is henceforth to be known.
So hello, everybody. I would like to welcome you to this conversation. I am speaking with Father Stephen Fremen. Father Stephen Fremen is an Orthodox priest. He's also a blogger. He's also an author. He's written a book, and he speaks all over the U.S. on different subjects to different churches. And I met Father Stephen a few times. I've read his blog, and I followed his podcast. Also, he has sometimes podcasts. And I think that a lot of his ideas are close to the types of things that I'm interested in getting all of you to understand about how.
I think it's really interesting. Like, if you note the style, he's like, here's the person, here's how we met, right up front, at least back then.
Christianity is actually talking about reality, and we're talking about
which many Christians are absolutely convinced that there's a culture war, and that their greatest Christian duty is to be a culture warrior. And you can get that from both left and right.
Yeah,
and,
that's totally true.
And in that, frequently, they're all engaging in generalities. I mean, the culture war is us versus them, and us and them are both generalities. And there can be no love in it. And there's no transformation. If either side won, you still wouldn't want to live in their world.
Yeah.
Wah, wah, wah. I don't know. I'm going through the three pillars. We've gone through Pastor Paul, and now we're working our way to Jonathan Pageau in this rolling recursion, Chad, inspired by you picking up the gauntlet and doing that recursion on your own channel, actually. So thank you for that, or this, or if it's terrible, don't thank him. But it was Chad who inspired us to do this sort of thing. And now we're moving on to the heart roll on Jonathan Pageau's channel, deep down from this goodness, truth, and beauty with Father Stephen Freeman. The heart die will lead us 11 videos deeper. You can see it there on the die. See, anyway, the number of transformation, 11 deeper. Here we go. We got 3, 6, 9. The symbolism of gremlins was 9, but no, we get beauty and meaning today with Andrew Gould. He liked to talk to people a lot, but only famous ones, I guess.
Hello, everybody. What you're about to see is an interview with Andrew Gould, who's a building designer.
I'm making this little introduction because I lost the first about 10 minutes of the interview in terms of video. We do have the audio for the entire interview. And so for the first 10 minutes, I'll be putting up images of his work, his building designs, his liturgical designs as well. And at about the 10-minute mark, then the video will come on, and I'll also keep adding some images as the conversation continues. And so I had a really great discussion with Andrew Gould. He's a friend of mine, but he's also someone who I think. Yeah, even the carvings that we're doing now, this mix of stones and everything, no one has ever done that before. It's actually totally new. We don't have historical examples of it, but when you look at them, you feel totally at home. You feel like, yeah, this is something that should have been made 1,000 years ago. Maybe it wasn't, but here it is being made today. I always feel like we're the luckiest people in the world when we're doing what we're doing. Like who I wouldn't have thought that it was possible. So it's great that we're able to do it. So what is I think that's maybe something to talk about, because one of the things that I feel is happening is that there is a renewal of interest in some of this vision. We've seen it in the hipster movements, in the steampunk aesthetics, that we've seen this desire to recapture the old world in a manner which is both connected to it, but also there's a freshness to it at the same time. So maybe you can talk a little bit about how you see that.
Certainly can, and he does, but we're moving on down to the final indigo die roll, unless it gets a 20, for the Jonathan Pajot channel. And this is going to be an extended segment, unless it's a stupid short video, because coffee and such. Okay, well, the die demands a number 14. It's an indigo, so I can't show you. Hey, Neutrino. And so we'll go over here, down 14 deeper from the Andrew Gould conversation to there's 4, and then there's 10, and then there's 13. Twitter and the Reign of Chaos is 13, but no, we get J.R.R. Tolkien and the applicability of stories with Father Andrew Damick.
He's also an author. He's written a few books, and he is a podcaster. He's been doing several podcasts, but mostly recently he started an interesting podcast on the relationship between Christianity in general, Orthodoxy in particular, and Tolkien's work in The Lord of the Rings.
And Tolkien's work. Hey there, Spoon Man. Good to see you. Good news. Matthieu is alive. This will be here in the morning. You can still watch the replay. I know it's better to be here with us all, but you can. It's perfectly legit.
Things in the Similarian and his other works. And so I thought it would be a really interesting opportunity to talk to Father Andrew, just because I know a lot of you who are watching me are interested in stories like myth, because people really struggle, modern people really struggle to understand liturgy and understand the liturgical way of seeing the world and the liturgical experience and the liturgical year, all those things. It's so hard for people to understand why would waste our time, celebrating Pentecost and Ascension and why do we have these long services that kind of take you through? And it's difficult for people to fully grasp, especially when they see a liturgy for the first time. But once you start to understand the pattern within the liturgy, you see that it is also it has a story form. It's taking us into the mystery, and there's different cycles where it's like moving you closer and closer to the mystery, and then closing off the doors and then bringing us in and then uniting us with the angels. And so there's this whole it's almost more like a poem in that sense. It's almost more like a song or like a poem, which also has a pattern form, which is kind of bringing you towards this crescendo, you could say, moment. And that it's those types of structures, those types of experiences, which, although sometimes might not be as transformational on an immediately emotional
experience, that you don't necessarily leave the church crying and regretting your sins all the time, but usually that emotional experience of like you've been convicted and you go home crying, that usually lasts a few days and then it's gone. Whereas the deep transformation of the pattern of your being is it's kind of this slow ascension that we all participate in, and that's something that I've found is in the liturgical world. Like the liturgical Christianity is something that is difficult to get people to understand, but it's very profound transformation.
Yeah, and one of the reasons why I personally experienced Tolkien as a kind of preparation for liturgical life is because the way that liturgy tells stories is actually a more traditional way of telling stories than we tend to expect now. And I'll give an example of that. So one of the Tolkien podcasts that I listen to, the part that I'm listening to right now, they're going through the Silmarillion. Okay, so which is sort of Tolkien's Old Testament kind of.
Which I've not.
Tolkien's Old Testament. What am I coming back to? Welcome, everybody. We're on a rolling recursion through the pillars of the corner. I don't know. There's 3. It's weird. We're rolling the dice though, and it's guiding us on our way. Welcome. I hope you're feeling virtually not alone. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if your cup is runneth over, mine still has some room. There's a link at the top. Special thanks to the Shadow Cabal of production executives who have joined us there, and otherwhere. Wisdom. Well, no, the saving throws are so back in the past. A domino incursion. What? What would be the greatest of project? Matt was giving you the fizz? Oh, wait a minute. Good night, Isaac. Good night. Oh, Chad wants to do a collage of each channel and to see them throughout the years from oldest. Well, yeah, that's a lot of work. Meanwhile, pull Lance's finger. What? Okay, we can close all these Jonathan ones. No. And we go over to our friend and science guy, not pet cow. What, sir? This is not what you're looking for at all. Well, you need a nice transition piece. Fine. Let's run. Let's run this then. Thanks, pet cow.
Of other increases in these dark factors. People are getting the sense that we're spending, and you can see this already in the public media, but it's also within the academic world, that we're spending too much time in our virtual environments. There seems to be increasing evidence, for example, of a connection between various social media, increased depression, increased loneliness. And then more in general, and we'll talk about how this shows up a little bit more implicitly. It shows up in the entertainment we seek and the mythologies we like the zombies. We're going to talk about that. Why are zombies so big, right? Why are superheroes so big right now, right? There's an...
Curiously, as I loaded up his channel so we could do this rolling recursion through the pillars of the corner thing, and we're doing apparently tonight, this thing. He was, just as I loaded it up, he was saying, "Why are zombies so big right now?" And that's the name of his first video. We'll get to see it if the survival die rolls a nat 1. If not, well, let's just see where it takes us. Come on, survival die. Show us some Vervaeke that helps us survive. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, as predicted almost, a nat 1. Why are zombies so big right now? And then control click. Just answer the question already. Wait.
seem to be heading into something of a meaning crisis in our society. So this is work I do with Christopher Master Pietro, and what we're doing in a book we're writing called Science and the Sage is we talk about what we call the zombie zeitgeist. That what's going on right now is we've got this proliferation of presentation and stories and movies and TV shows about zombies. So you have The Walking Dead. We've got a movie right now doing a riff on Romeo and Juliet involving zombies. We've got World War Z coming, which is about zombies. And the dawn of the
World War Z. That's the book, but not the movie you think everybody should read, right, Grim? Right. All right, let's see where the social die takes us. Remember, everybody, the social die moves down rows rather than single digits. Single digits. Hey, it's Nakama. What would be a Jonathan Pageau adjacent channel? That's a good question. That's a good question. I don't know. Maybe Father Steven the Young, or the Sophia dude, as ended. Oh yes, the Mounting Sophia. He's Vervaeke adjacent. That's still offensive. You should check out the Fringe encounter I did with him. I trust him because he has 2 earrings. 2. All right. We're moving on. We're rolling on down through this rolling recursion of the pillars of the community thing, and we only got a one, but the social die is going to move us down some rows on this Vervaeke channel. Here we go. One, and that was from 10 years ago. No wonder he looks so young. Choose. No, don't choose. It's a social roll. Oh, look at that. We got the 7. We got this. I hope you can see it. The 7. So 7 rows down from this beast. We got 1 row, 2 row, 3 row, 4, 5 row, 6 row, and 1 row more. 6 years later, the episode 3, Awakening from the Meaning Crisis series lecture. All those words.
Welcome back to Awakening from the Meaning Crisis. This is for knowledge. You'd be surprised how many cultures actually do. Because this is a participatory sense. There's a course here, and you're participating in it. Now, what do I mean by participating? You don't know it from the outside, just having beliefs about it, or just having skills. You know it in this way. You know it by identifying with it. You change it while it's changing you, and you're changing it while it's changing you. You are immersed in it like a stream, like a course of a river. You are participating in it. When you're making love with somebody, you are participating in them. You're identifying with them, empathizing with them, resonating with them. You are changing them as they are changing you, and it rises.
That happens even when we're hive-minding together in a show, John. You know. All right, let's in the pursuit of wisdom. Roll on with the wisdom die in this rolling recursion of the pillar. Why wouldn't I be yelling? Oh, why is he yelling? I don't know. I thought you went to bed, sir. The wisdom die takes us a whole 8 videos deeper. 8. It's an 8. I need like a holder that puts it in, like the bingo guy said. 8 videos deeper from episode 3. You'd think that would be episode 11. Let's find out. 5, 6, 7, 8. No, it's episode 10. It's episode 10 thanks to his YouTube Q&A announcement. Consciousness.
Remember we talked about salience and how when things are super salient to you, that triggers bullshitting and self-deception. If I could change my salience landscape, I don't fall prey to this, I don't fall prey to the illusion, and I won't act foolishly. Now, what I need you to understand is, here's a whole bunch of these errors that the kid is making. They form a system, and they all have to do with the fact that the salience landscape has not been sufficiently cultivated. So the kid might have an insight here.
That's why you need a good salience landscaper.
But it doesn't really matter because they're still going to be blocked in this problem and this problem and this problem. They're still going to be locked into a particular stage of development. But what if, and this is an idea that working out in conjunction with Junsung Kim, what if you didn't have a single insight? What if you had a systematic insight, an insight that changed the whole system? It wasn't an insight in your consciousness. It was an insight of your consciousness in which you're changing your salience landscaping.
And now the heart die will lead us into the the penultimate video we would do on this rolling recursion. I'm not loading up the thumbnail. And the heart die is the number of transformation 11. So we go, looks like a 13 if you don't show it right. No, it's an 11. They believe you. Okay, 11. So 11 episodes deeper from consciousness. 3, 6, 9, 10. Awakening from the meaning crisis, Martin Luther and Descartes.
Welcome back to Awakening from the Meaning Crisis. A mark of specialness for me that will show that I am saved. And so the narcissism and the fragmentation of Protestantism march in lockstep together, mutually accelerating. So notice what's happened. Take a look, right? You're getting, God is withdrawing. God's withdrawing. By the time of Luther, God has become very much this arbitrary will in a world that is nothing but a battle of wills. Think about how
That a spicy take. Let's see where the indigo die takes us past that in the deep dive, rolling recursion. You know, we're doing it. The indigo die takes us 10 videos deeper into theoretically 31, but it's 29. My poor internet, getting to the depths of relevance realization.
Welcome back to Awakening from the Meaning Crisis. Being driven, he's not being motivated by his own particular theoretical bias. All that being said, what's the nature of the criticism? Well, the nature of the criticism is, right, you have to make a distinction, ultimately. You have to make a distinction between implication, right, and inference. People sometimes confuse these together. So,
well, it's like that I make the inference that you're going to continue talking about these things because you did the whatever of writing it on the board?
So implication is a logical relationship based on syntactic structures and rules, a logical relationship between propositions. So here's an abstract symbol. So if I have A and B, and I know that's true, I can conclude that B is true. I don't know what B is. See, I don't have any semantic content. It is purely syntactic, but I can derive that. Now,
I'm gonna have a look at you.
when we try to think about implications, what we have to remember is an inference is when you're actually using an implication relation to change your beliefs. Okay. The thing about beliefs is that they have content, right? So when I'm making an inference,
the content of a belief is faith. It's you make a bucket of propositions and you pour faith into it. This guy. I don't feel that's a good one to close on, so I'm going to give you savings throws to carry you through until the next show, and then like just go total deeper into Reiki real quick. Like, let's see what happens. Remember, Ambody, for these you get to pick survival, social, wisdom, or heart, and if it's over 10, it'll carry you with a half damage to mind control through the rest of your day. Choose. Survivalists with a 17. You're going to be great. You're doing great. Socialists with an 18. That's like 25 if I add them together. Lovers of wisdom. Nat 1. I'll try and stream early so you can get a new one. Oh, no. That's a 7. Whew. Close one. It's a 7. All you need is a +3. You guys can do that. Hard folks, though. Look at this. Nat 20. I mean, the longer I stream, the better off you are. Don't stream. What? 25 and 27 is 52, yeah? And then the Indigo Kids with the Baker's Coven of 13 makes it 65? 65 deeper into John Vereiki's catalog from where were we? The depth, the convergence, the depths. Yeah, we're on the depths, 29, right? The depths. All right. So 65. Whoo. Below that one, 3, 6, 3, 6, 3, 6, 3, 6, 3, 6, 3, 6, 3. How many times have I done that now? 6, 3, 6, 3, 6, and then 5. Sure? Close enough. Finding logos within Kairos with Zach Stein and that other guy. Just undo the thing.
From the surface to the depth. And yeah, it's very interesting. The notion of what are the enduring structures that we need to preserve within the traditions. And what's the form that the enduring structures take as they're integrated into.
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I forgot to look at the indigo die on those savings throws, and it was also like the heart. A nat 20, you get to see it when it's a nat 20 because there's a beholder in there if I aim it right. Well, he's in there and you got it. So we're actually not doing this one. We're going 20 deeper, even though we're not really counting well anymore. Nobody holds it against us, which is the primal wisdom with Ben Sanford. What prolific guys these guys are, eh? Oh, look, he's got the couch. He's got the couch in this one.
Normativity that is appropriate to the action. So, I mean, and this is an Aristotelian point. You judge how good something is by getting at, well, what is the normativity that actually regulates its functioning? So what's a good knife? Well, what's it do? It's for cutting, right? Okay, and well then what's the structural functional organization you need? And what would make it a good knife, in virtue of which, notice the language, in virtue of which it cuts well. So I start with the idea that there's 4 kinds of knowing. And then I try to get at what's the normativity within each one, and then what's the virtue appropriate to following that normativity well. If you'll allow me, and I mean this respectfully, what's the virtue that allows me to track the normativity within that particular kind of knowing? Okay. So
righteousness?
Well, howdy, Rascal.
But you moved it somewhere. Did you even move it somewhere? Marty's question struck a chord with me, and so I wanted to share with you a video I made earlier. I guess I maybe only tweeted it, but I don't know that Vervaeke was the one who really programmed us with a meaning crisis. You see, because because of this.
Actually, I'm glad. I had nothing to live for in my old life. I was broke, I had a humiliating job, and I was beginning to suspect my girlfriend might be cheating on me. Actually, I'm glad.
So, like, the meaning crisis was well in place. I'm guessing about the time Fallen Down was released. The film with that Michael guy. But it's something to talk about for money now. What?
Keep it coming. Never know, I'll never die. I love you. I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
My sunshine away. This has been the Rolling Recursion stream. I hope it was good for you, and you felt at least a little bit virtually not alone. Yes, Irony, Falling Down was great. Are we all the bad guy? Yes, the evil runs through the heart of everybody. We're all the bad guy. We're all the good guy. Eat the lion. God bless you all. Oh yeah, and that. Okay, end of stream. Bye-bye.